This is TechCrunch. So, a few years ago, Selena Tabakawala's daughter started leaving Post-it notes around the house, telling everyone to turn off the lights and such. Tabakawala had just sold her last startup Gixo to OpenFit and was looking for a new challenge. She told TechCrunch, "I saw the kids and thought, let me see if there's something there on the sustainability and climate side. There had to be something more than like turning our lights off." Without a background in climate science or hardware engineering, she wasn't sure exactly where to start. So she turned to something she knew well: surveys. "Given my love of surveys, I surveyed a ton of customers," said Tabakawala, who used to be president and CTO of SurveyMonkey. What she found was that people were struggling to figure out how to lower their utility bills. She said, "When we talked to consumers, we heard the same thing over and over again. They get that email that says, 'Hey, you spend more money than your neighbors.' They were sort of stuck with what to do about it." Tabakawala co-founded HomeBoost's to help people conduct their own home energy assessments. The company was part of the startup Battlefield 200 at TechCrunch Disrupt 2025. Now, HomeBoost's assessment process begins by mailing customers a Boost box, which is a small kit that includes an infrared camera, a black light, and a link to an app that takes customers through the process. As people walk around their homes, the infrared camera shows them where cold or hot air is seeping into their homes. The black light tells people which lights could be upgraded. Using data from the scans, the app then automatically generates a report which suggests the most cost-effective upgrades, including rebates based on where the person lives. In many parts of the country, utilities offer a similar service. The utilities, which are incentivized to reduce end users' energy use, often work with energy auditors to survey people's homes to identify ways to trim their consumption. But the quality of those services can be uneven. Tabakawala said, "We talked to a bunch of consumers who'd gotten home energy assessments done, and there was this feeling that it was like all they did was try to sell me an upgraded HVAC." The HomeBoost app is cheaper and faster than an auditor, and it helps people feel more in control of the process. HomeBoost charges customers $99, which is about a quarter the cost of a traditional in-person assessment. It is also working with utilities, which cover some or all of the cost for customers. The startup has signed deals with Central Hudson, Omaha Public Power District, and more recently, Avista. Omaha Power, for example, pays for all but $19 of the cost, while Central Hudson will cover the entire cost if homeowners check out the Boost box from a public library. But not every homeowner wants to complete the survey process themselves, and not every auditor is a pushy salesperson. Dedicated auditors can spend between 2 and 10 hours surveying homes, collecting and collating data, and building reports. And for that, HomeBoost has developed a version of its app for professionals, allowing them to serve more customers. The company is also testing a feature that will link homeowners with contractors who can follow through on the upgrades outlined in the report. For contractors, it's another source of new business, and it allows them to get information on a project before even setting foot inside of a home. By bringing consumers, utilities, and contractors together, Tabakawala hopes that HomeBoost can ultimately deliver on the climate front as well. She said, "It is a very unique situation where everybody's aligned to actually lower the utility bill, which in the net result is improvement on the climate." Waymo has nearly finalized a new $16 billion funding round that will value the robotaxi company at $110 billion. That's according to a report from the Financial Times. More than 3/4 of that funding will reportedly come from a source close to home, Alphabet, where Waymo is a subsidiary. The Financial Times reported that Waymo is bringing on new investors Dragoneer, Sequoia Capital, and DST Global, with existing backers Andreessen Horowitz and the Abu Dhabi Sovereign Fund also participating in the round. When contacted by TechCrunch, a company spokesperson said in a statement, "While we do not comment on private financial matters, our trajectory is clear. With over 20 million trips completed, we are focused on the safety-led operational excellence and technological leadership required to meet the vast demand for autonomous mobility." The company is expanding pretty quickly, including with a recent launch in Miami. That growth has come with some challenges, though, including a number of robotaxis that stalled at traffic lights during a widespread San Francisco blackout. Waymo has more than $350 million in annual recurring revenue, according to the Financial Times. The company last raised a $5.6 billion Series C in 2024, which valued the company at that point at $45 billion. That's it from TechCrunch. For more stories like these, go to TechCrunch.com.